All right, welcome back to part 2 of trying to make a nice biface out of a big percussion slab. This is what you get when you hit Obsidian. You break it in half and you make 2 small pieces out of 1 big piece. For me, anyway. Either using too big of a tool or too heavy-handed, whichever. I should have been more careful, but we'll work this one in a minute. I'll show you a couple more rocks before we start. This is a piece of paint rock agate. Beautiful stuff. I'll get my flashlight out for some of this stuff. You can see through it very easily there. It's very translucent. Beautiful. That's just a translucent. That's not great example of paint rock agate. This is just kind of the red part. It's translucent sometimes. And this is some of that gold sheen. But you can see it's only got a little bit of color in it. The rest of it's clear. Nice stuff. Here's some stuff I have laying around. This is black, and you can tell because it's just completely translucent. When it's thin like that, it's translucent. It doesn't look translucent like that all the time. That's just because it's so thin. But this is what black looks like. I'll be very careful picking it up with a bare hand. I'll cut myself, and when you're on blood thinners, you don't want to do that. But you see it's got some really, really sharp edges. And you can see you can see a little bit of translucence around the edges, but where it's thin. But that's black. It's beautiful stuff. Beautiful. This one has some ash marks in it, where ash got folded into the glass as the volcano was producing it. I don't know exactly how it works, but it comes from a volcano. Now this stuff is called, hope you can see this, this is called rainbow. And you can kind of watch it change colors as I roll it back and forth. It kind of goes from being dark to being light. And a lot of times it has purples and different colors in it. Probably can't see it on the camera. I don't know. This one you might be able to see a little bit. It'll change color. There's some purple right there in this upper corner right here. If you watch, maybe it'll show on camera. I'm not sure. But anyway, beautiful stuff. You gotta cut it the right way to get the beauty though. Let's see, where's this one at? I think it's, yeah, you can kind of see this one a little bit. I'm not sure if it's gonna show up which side. I had some that were really good. I don't know what I really did with them, but this has got a little bit of color to it. But again, that's rainbow. This is one I really want to show you. Don't get this one wet. I'm reaching in my saw here and getting it wet. Get it wet all the way around. I'm not sure which side is gonna be the best. So as you can see, it looks kind of black and then it'll turn colors. This is the good side. I really want to try to show you, see if we can see it. Let's see, you have to see it from this side. Yeah, there it is right there. So you see it looks black, and then as I lay it down, it kind of turn. Not sure you'll be able to see it at all. I'm trying to, there it goes right there. Looks black. As you lay it down, it looks green. If you get the rock cut at the right angle, make a hairhead out of it, it should look beautiful. Anyway, that's enough looking at rocks. Well, except, let me show you these. I don't know if I showed you these. Now these were slabs that were cut and they were just too thin to do much with, but if I shine a light through them, you'll be able to see. This is rainbow, and it makes some beautiful points. Look at the pattern in that. It's that beautiful. You can see I already had the arrowhead shape drawn on the rock. It's hard to see through some of these are a little thicker, but beautiful. Can't really see this one too well, I don't think. Let's see. Yeah, see it? Rainbow. This last one's called Trifo. It's rainbow and mahogany mix. And you can see through the rainbow portion of the rock, but you can't see through the triflo portion. I mean, through the mahogany. So you can see through the rainbow, right, little eye right in there. This would have been a beautiful piece, but this is just the outside of the rock. I was gonna make her head out of it, just too thin. I'll make some bird points or something out of it. And again, this was just a little spall knocked off of a piece of rainbow there. You can see it's gonna make a beautiful looking arrowhead. Maybe some of my later videos I'll show some of the points I've made out of this stuff and how beautiful it is. All right, let's don on the protective gear. Grab my regular safety glasses instead of my readers. Okay. Have a sip of something to wet my whistle so I can speak a little better. Okay. All right. I don't think I said this earlier, but pumpkin is one of my favorite obsidians. It's not as glassy as black, and I'll show you what I mean. I hit this little piece of black that I have over here, and you can see it just crushes. You can hear it too. It just crushes like glass. Where's my little bumper? Here he is. It's like glass. Look at it. See how chipped those little edges, how it looks. Looks like little pieces of. You can see that on the camera. Let me knock off some more. See, there you go. There's obsidian for you. I barely touched it. Broken half. Anyway, you can probably see on there how it looks just like glass. And it'll cut you just like glass too. All right. We have the protective gear, but I didn't tighten my armbands. Okay. These things gives pretty good support. I like them. I don't need one for this wrist. This wrist just kind of holding stuff. This is the one doing all the work, pretty much. So. All right, here we go. Well, I don't know what I want to do here. I can go. I'm gonna lose a lot of width here. We'll go ahead and take this off first, so I'll see what all I lose till I see what shape it. Maybe a case to where I just knock that off and I just have that, little biface like this. I'm not sure what I'm gonna have left over when I get through with this, but we'll find out right now. Yeah, the next side of it. All right, again, we'll turn it sideways like this. So I'm wanting to, kind of break it back this way, but still, so I can, I could turn it like this and do it. I guess that might be better. So I'm kind of driving into the part. I could. So let's try that. There we go. And that's gonna get me a run, down the point. But sometimes I don't do that. Sometimes I just turn it this way and do it. I don't want that. That's okay. I probably need to go anyway. See how the reason I'm knocking all that off, and I know I'm losing length, but my shelf isn't in the center. So I'm gonna take that off anyway to get it back to the center, so it don't matter. All right, let's work down the side. Miss, see that? Told you, I'm no good at this. Not more than my point off. That's okay. Like I said, I thought that stuff's probably gonna go anyway. this side, I think, so trying to work out on that point. Let's do that. See, my shelf's a little too far off to that side, so I'm gonna hit, bring it back. But I hit on this side to bring it back, so. Really not a big enough bumper to be hitting that thick piece right there, but okay. Still through here, I guess. And I don't be very careful right here because I don't want to make a big step fracture out in the middle of my point. I'm gonna have to come from this point again. I need to take off some of this, I think, because I've got a problem right here. That's working in the point. There we go. Let's take this off a little bit. Get that out of the way. All right, just a little bit. And I've said last video, if you saw it, I have no clue what I'm doing. I have never, ever made a point out of a percussion slab. It started out, actually I think the last video I lied to you. I said it was 3/4 thick. I don't think this is a 3/4 thick one. I think this is my one that's, let's see, 9/16 thick. These are 9/16, not quite 3/4, 9/16. Okay, let's finish working this crappy side out of here. Just doing the back and forth. I call it the flip flop, whatever you want to call it. See, I shouldn't have done that. Like I said, I'm going to end up taking this whole end off here probably. I'm just making a biface out of this one little side. I have no clue what I'm doing. It's probably very obvious that I have no clue. I'm gonna run this little ridge right here. I need a braid. I need the braid. So I get the little cap off here. Sometimes I forget on a braid. Obsidian, you don't really have to braid as much to do with the other flints, I don't think. Or flint. This is not flint. With other materials, you don't have to braid obsidian as much. A lot of times when you braid too, it kind of shows you the areas that you need to hit. You know, you can see right in here, see how that's in this area here. So you can see a little better right in here and here. After I braided that really is what needs to be hit. It shows you your high points, and that's what you're wanting to hit, your high points. See, like right there, hit right in here. This one wants to go that way. You have to look at your ridges. See, on this one, you don't want to hit this from this side because you want to take this material off here and not go this way because that's going to create a step fracture. So this one would go this way where it's concave. And it's all the way to this side. You want to bring that shelf back. So you want to hit here. See if you can see that. We want to hit right here from this side because it's concave up here. So you want to hit here, drive that across. Matter of fact, let's just do that just for fun. See if I can get a good hit. Yep, good hit. Good hit. Okay, I'll lay that back up there. And I hit it right where I needed to hit it. That time, got lucky. I'm not the greatest at this. So anyway, I told you I need to hit it right here to knock that way and bring the shelf back down. And that's exactly what I did. My shelf came back down. I got the flake that I wanted. And another one, there's another one right here. There's another opportunity right beside it right there. Right beside it, take out another piece. See that? Right here. Right in there. Take that out. And it should run right out into here. Let's try it. Okay. That's what it did. Ran right out there just like I wanted. But I made a little step fracture, so you have to be careful. A little step fracture. That'll work out later. It's okay. All right, I'm gonna keep working this funky side. I think this whole end's gonna have to come off here because I step fractured that to death. It looks like crap. See that? That's no good. We might can work something out, but I don't know. I'm going to thin your ends first, and then work on the middle. If you thin the middle first, hitting on the end, you'll break it in half. So work on your ends first. Okay. Bring that shelf back a little bit there. That's what I'm doing. The shelf's still real high up here, so I was knocking off some of this stuff just to bring the shelf back up. See that, brought it back a little bit. I don't know if you can see it or not. Okay. All right. So say the crappy side, it's all the crappy side at this point. I'll go ahead and just work off this end. I have no clue. You guys make fun of me all you want to, I don't care. I've got thick skin. I'm too old to worry about what you say, so it just doesn't matter. All that matters is I'll wake up tomorrow. That's all I care about. And I get to hit rocks. And love my wife and kids. That's all I care about. What you say, it don't matter. Say what you want to say. I believe in freedom of speech. That you're right. So make all the comments you want. Be negative. At the end of the day, what do you know and what does it matter? Cause guess what? 100 years from today, nobody watching this video will be here. That just doesn't matter. Dang. There we go. Okay, here we go. Not losing a lot of length, see? I mean, you can see where that butt is there. And I'm hitting. Now, when I start thinning and cleaning it up, I'm gonna lose a little length, but we're not really losing a whole lot of length the way we're doing it. So doing the zigzag back and forth. I think we just zig this way, so now let's zag back the other way. Maybe I didn't. I don't know which way I did it. Now let's go this way. Yeah, that works. Yeah, that works. Oop, too much there. Bad hit. Run your mouth, not paying attention. Hey, it's okay. You know why? I've already covered that. It just don't matter. It just don't matter. Anyway, now you see how it kind of back and forth. I'm gonna clean that up some, and then we're gonna go down through here and really give it a nice clean. This might be a triangle. Who knows? Huh? You like a triangle point? I can make you a triangle point. It don't matter, you know. Just knock off these edges because those little edges, they're not doing you any good. They're not going to do you any good. It's hard to wipe my nose on my sleeve. My mama tried to teach me not to do that. She did a pretty good job of it. Okay. All right. So, as you can see now, right here, these areas. This guy wants to go that way. So we'd hit him from here, drive him out in here, clean up some of this, probably take off this little flat area. So we use him to our advantage. This guy here, I'll wait till after I hit this one to make that decision. But this guy right here needs to go that way. That brings the shelf back down, and that drives off some flakes down into the point. It's got some convexity, so I'm okay. I tell you what though, I don't hit too hard because out in here, it's concave. If I hit it too hard, I'm gonna get a step fracture right here. So I wanna hit it hard enough to get a nice flake off, but I don't wanna drive it too far out into here because that's gonna mess me up. So let's try it. See how lucky I am. Somebody say how skilled you are, but at this point, it's gonna be about lucky for me. Sorry. All right here. This one right here. Is that the one I said? This one I said. All right. Ooh. All right. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Oh darn. It broke out to where I wanted to, which was here, and then it broke out an extra piece, and I got a step fracture, just like I told you. See. Didn't want to hit out into there. That's okay. This part still needs some thinning, but I just want to tell you that's what was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. I'm going to try to knock off a piece here and not going to hit it as hard, baby. All right, now that worked better. I got out here and got some of this flatness off, and it stopped where it should have stopped. I didn't get a step fracture. Good deal. And I'm going to hit here now, and I'm going to knock some of this off. I'm going to drive this way. I'm going to drive into it this way and run out into here. I shouldn't get a step fracture too bad out there. So let's try it. Okay, anyway, like I told you, drove it out here, didn't get a step fracture, took off a lot of that flatness there. I can pop this one now. I can pop this one this way, clear out here a little bit. Let's do that. Didn't get anything off that time. We'll go ahead again. Still didn't get anything off. What is going on? Okay, we're gonna have to attack from a different area. I think I probably need to set up this ridge a little better, this platform, by taking this one this way. Just a little bit. And we'll come back and attack that one. So that's just what you will do sometimes. And anyway, you want to kind of, like I said, thin out the point anyway. So we should have thinned here anyway. Here I am hitting out in the middle again. It's hard to break bad habits. Okay. Let's take this one off this point there. All right, again, I'm a little below center, so I want to hit and knock down this way, and it brings my shelf up a little bit, okay? And I've got some convexity out here. You know, and I don't think it's going to create a step fracture at all, no matter how hard I hit it, but I could get a run out, which I don't want to do. But it wouldn't mind if it ran out a little bit out of here and cleaned off some of this surface here. Some of that flat right there. Wouldn't mind if I cleaned off some of that, but I don't want to do I don't overshoot it. Let's try it. Okay, that's a good hit. Took off some of the flat, or did it? No, I didn't reach the flat, but I hit right where I wanted to. Did what I wanted to do. Not bad. We'll take off some more of that. Right beside it. Okay, I crushed it. Didn't get a run. That's okay. It didn't do bad. Not bad. I need to go back the other way with that anyway. Take off some of these ridges that are out here. So I need to hit this one. I need to hit down here on this one. Run this little ridge here. Hit down here. Run this ridge here. So what you're doing is you're running ridges. That's what you're looking for. All this work is all ridges. That's jacked up. All right. That's pretty thin there. I can thin that later using another method. I think I'm gonna run these two like I said. Yeah, step fractures. Hit it too hard, probably. Yeah, a few little step fractures. It's okay. We're gonna thin it later. We're just making a biface now. Let's see if I can run out some of this stuff. So now, sometimes you don't want to go this way. We've already flaked, and you already have places that you could possibly make step fractures. Believe it or not, you got to hit into this concave area out here. So it's concave, not convex. You don't want to hit in convex areas. That's where you create your step fractures like I'm doing sometimes. So now I'm going to have to hit this one like right in here, maybe on this. I'll thin this point out a little bit. I need to set up I need to set up a shelf. I don't really have one going that way. Let's see if I can get lucky, take off some of that. I should work on this back side. Maybe I'll work on this first. Let's see. Do I want to knock off this? I don't want to knock off this hump, I guess, first. I'm not sure. I think I want to hit down here. I think I'm going to hit down. My shelf's in the middle, kind of. I can drive this one that way, and maybe that one But I think I'm gonna drive this one this way first and see if I can take off some of this. It's about the right size bopper. I'm gonna drive kind of into it this way. Hopefully I don't break it in half. Let's find out. Oh, see, I was hitting into it just like I said. I was driving that way. It looked like I was hitting straight into it here, but I was kind of giving it a little bit to that direction. So, and we'll look at what that gave me. So I hit it right where I wanted to. Right where I wanted to. And it gave me that. And that's just where I wanted to look at that. It took off some of the flat. Can you see that? Took off some of that flat. I think you can see it. Yeah. That was a good hit. You know, that's what makes it all worthwhile. You know, it really don't matter. It's just a piece of obsidian. Not that expensive. It's fun. If you break it, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Getting up tomorrow, that's all that matters. Okay? Getting vertical tomorrow, that's all that matters. And being good to people. Loving your family. This rock, it don't matter. All right. We're going there to see, now we're talking about ridges again. So what that did, when I took that out, I created another ridge over here. And I got a ridge over here too. But I got a ridge and I got a place to hit right there. So we're gonna drive this out a bit. I don't want to go crazy with it. We're just gonna kind of pop it. And we're gonna knock it this way now. We're going into the point this way a little bit. I'm not going crazy strong into it because I'm gonna make a step fracture out here if I'm not careful. But I'm still gonna hit it. See, and I still made a step fracture. See that? Look at that. But again, it's just a rock, it don't matter. But I'm not accomplishing what I want to accomplish. I screwed that up. I hit it too hard, and I hit in it too much. I should have just hit down like that. So that one did better. I should have hit down. I hit into it too much. I just hit down on this one. That other one was kind of humped up, and I really needed to drive into it like I did. That one, dummy me, I should have known not to drive into it. That wasn't too smart. But hey, it just don't matter. That was a good hit. And you may be saying, hey, how come you're not using some of those hammer stones over there? Let's try that. Because you know why? It just don't matter. Let's try using this. This is a nice narrow one. Let's see if I can knock off a piece of this and get something effective with a hammer stone. That one don't look too promising. Okay, nice little hit. Nice little hit with a hammerstone. The thing about the hammerstone now is you kind of need to be wearing a mask with the hammerstone. When I hit that, I can smell the hammerstone because there's dust coming off of it. You know, I like a nice thin one like this one too, so you can hit the places you want to hit. Sometimes you see I've used this one quite a bit. Doing things, but bigger rocks probably. This one I've used a lot around the edges. You can see I've used it. And there's been a lot of us that have been out airhead hunting. We found little rocks like this. I have some from when I was hunting. This one, I've used it a good bit. This is one of my favorites, you can tell. I like it working. I just tap, work the edge. Anyway, got a nice hit there with my hammerstone. Here's another one here I might try. I'm not going to use the hammerstone. I don't like the dust. I want to be able to speak to you unmuffled. So we're not going to use the hammerstone. But it can be done. Okay, get pretty good results here. I kind of need the shelf's not in the right place. You can see, I know it's going to be hard to see. My shelf's not really in the right place. But we can refine that later. Let's see here. It's a jacked up area. I really just need to take this point off here and round this on off. I think that's what I'm going to do. This isn't, but I could make that my point, but I'd have to bring this in. So it's either do this and lose all that, or knock off this and have a blade that I can make something from. And I've seen people that collect airheads and they say, oh, I found this nice blade. I find something like this out in the field. I know they probably made some blades, but I think a lot of things that we're finding that we're calling blades are really bifaces that they would have later took and made an airhead out of. So I'm not a big believer in the blade. I'm sure they made some for scrapers and stuff, but probably I feel like what they used when pieces started getting thick and it was a bad piece of material, they'd use those were your scrapers that they would use for scraping hides or whatnot. And then things like this, they'd eventually put notches in and make a point out of it. People say, oh, they used to make these sitting at the quarry, you know, so they wouldn't have to haul back all the material, and they would carry them back as bifaces. Probably true. Probably make some bifaces and wrap them up in a hide or whatnot. Take them back to sit around camp and put your notches in, and you know, relax, eat a little bit. All right. Again, I think I'm just gonna take that off because again, I'm not. Like I said, it looks like an airhead. I could knock that. I could whack the hell out of that, or the heck, pardon my French. Knock the heck out of that and clean that up, and you know, have an airhead there, you know, or I can take off this and have that. I think that's what I want. So I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's see. I've got this side pretty thin. If these are considered the ends, they're already pretty thin. I can thin them later. I'm just going to take this guy off. So what the heck? Okay. All right. Braid a little bit now that I got that off there. I'm going to thin this out some. And we'll see what we got. It'll be kind of a round piece at this point. But we can determine, oh, we've got a big hump in the middle now. That's okay. I was telling you, we're going to thin the ends first. We're going to take out this first. We'll worry about this later. I'm worried if we clean this up, then try to clean this up, that I'll break the whole piece again. So we're going to knock this one. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to isolate that platform a little bit there. So I'm taking off right beside it here. So I'm taking off some of this, try to isolate it. See, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little right in there. Knock this off so I can get on this guy real good right here. He's going that way. So I'm trying to take off some material. I'm going to isolate it here a little bit too. All right, that got me some isolation. Okay. Now let's see what we do. Here we go. I'm going to hit into it a little bit, but not too much. I'm not really going to hit into it this time. Okay, that worked. Got some of it off, hit right beside it again. All right, nice little chip. Okay, that's good. Didn't run out there too far, but that's okay. All right, now we're going to keep working our way down. I'm not going to hit right in the middle here and try to pop this whole hump off here. That's not the way that's going to work. I'm going to tack it from both sides. I'm going to bring it in here a little bit. I'm going to bring it in here a little bit. The last thing I'm going to do is hit this guy. Okay? We're going to hit this a little bit. All right? Look at that. See that? I isolated him a little more right there. I isolated him a little more. Made his ridge a little more defined. I'm going to hit this over here. It's probably going to take out some of that. Maybe I won't mess up out in here too much. I don't want to get out in here too much. I want to be able to knock this one and run it out that way. So I'm going to. All right, perfect. Okay, took that one off. I'm gonna hit on the other side over here again. I'm not even gonna hit him yet. I'm still gonna hit over here. If I can hit over there accurately, there we go. Now we're just working our way toward him. So now we're gonna hit over here again. Okay, now I'm gonna hit him. Not too hard. All right, there he went. Pop. Goes the weasel. So right there it was. I was hitting right on that front face right there. Boom. Still got some stuff out in here. When I thin, it'll come off. Got a little bit out here. When I thin, it'll come off. Let's see. Let's take him off the rest of the way. There's that. Again, this is pumpkin obsidian. My favorite material of all, because it's glassy, but it's not real glassy. See, there's not a whole lot of flakes on here like glass, like that black I hit. It's not, I guess, because of it probably has more silica in it because of the color. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. You know, the other one, this is just like pure volcanic glass. This black is. It's just, see how translucent that is. It's just pure volcanic glass. And this has got more silica, more color. It's not translucent at all. How long have we been going? 35 minutes again. So I ended up making 2 little bifaces out of 1 piece of rock. It took me over an hour. But I tell you what, I'm going to stop right there. It's not the most beautiful biface you've ever seen in your life, but it's a biface. And that was the goal, because I've made very few bifaces in my knapping career. Let's braid a little bit. I always like to clean them up at the end a little bit. Knock off some of the, I'm not going to be too rough with it this time. You can run this way and it won't knock off all of your rock. You know, if you go this way, you're going to knock off flakes, which is fine. Because you know why? You know what I say? It just don't matter. People say, well, it matters if you're trying to make an arrowhead. Good point. Point taken. But grand scheme of things, it don't matter. You think an Indian that made arrowheads 1,000 years ago cares about it now? No. He doesn't even know he's dead. Okay. All right, we got a few issues here. We're gonna need to thin this guy up some. That's a nice little flake. And I could keep working on this and thin this down, but I've probably taken up enough of your time for that. So anyway, had a big pumpkin slab. That was, what did I say? I said it was 9/16 thick. I wanted to get a piece that was, you know, that long, but ended up getting this. Sure would have been nice if it had been one big piece that big, but you know, it happens, especially with obsidian. Other materials too, but be really careful how you hit obsidian. But I'm pretty proud of that. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. Anyway, it's cold out here in the garage. It's like 18 degrees outside. I've got a little heater running back here, keeping me warm, but it's time to call it quits. Till next time, happy napping.